Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for episode 5 of Fire Force or Enn Enn no Shouboutai. So this one is going to be a situation where I liked it, I thought it was super fun and all. I'm going to have some sort of criticisms, but I'm going to also say take these criticisms with like a grain of salt, because at the same time, I feel like with the criticisms I'm going to have of this episode, they're just things that like I'm gonna say because I'm really looking at the story as somebody who's here reviewing it. But if I wasn't reviewing it and it was just me personally just watching it on my own, I wouldn't really care that much about these criticisms. So again, they're just very, very small things really. But yeah, I thought it looked great as always. The production quality was just amazing as it always is. The story, I think, wasn't too hot, no pun intended, compared to the past. No pun intended, but it's welcomed. But yeah, it went full comedy, like seriously full comedy. And I still found it fun and enjoyable, but the way it went full comedy is such a huge departure from the first three episodes, where the first three episodes had some comic relief, but they were very serious, despite having their comic relief. But this just went full on, like, almost parody-ish comedy. So it was like a big, big departure from the first three episodes. And also another general thought I had was that, to me, Princess kind of has a point. I mean, sure, she's a little bit messed up for whatever reason, and I think she might even have a good reason for being messed up, but she kind of has a point. I feel like the church is way sketchier than she is. Sure, she's pretty sketchy, but I feel like the Church of Soul way sketchier than Princess is. So to go through it scene by scene, we find out Princess was a nun. We've already kind of been shown that. We saw her have sort of a weird glance at Iris last time, and she's also in the ending if you pay close enough attention to the cute lolly nuns. So yeah, she was already kind of shown. One theory I came up with looking at all this, I was like, well, it looks like everybody died, but we know Iris is alive, and we know she's alive. Is she like Fire Force Itachi out here? Did she find out some secret of the church being sketchy and decide to just burn them all? Who knows? Is she some sort of Fire Force Itachi? No clue. But we see Iris with the scene that's in the ending, her bathing in the courtyard like that, and she tries to cover up and act all shy when, Shinra sees her, and I'm just thinking, you're out here bathing in the middle of the courtyard. Why are you gonna act all shy when somebody sees you? Do this in, like, the actual bathroom in a private place. Why are you just out in the open taking a bath? So, yeah, that was another funny little thing, but we have a meeting on the roof that's great, because everybody's funny quirks get to be shown off, and I love Hinawa, I love Maki, and I love Arthur. All three of them are so funny and so good. And even Iris, I kind of learned, I was like, what if whatever happened at this church caused Princess to go crazy, and it caused Iris to be sort of the way she is? And I'm like, wait, what is the way Iris is? We haven't really seen any kind of personality or development from her. But I kind of like that. She's very, very bland and very, very normal, but I think having just the very, very bland, very, very normal character there is actually kind of good in a way, and it actually kind of is funny in its own way. Like, Hinawa's so over the top it's funny, Arthur and Maki so over the top it's funny, and Iris is like so normal that it's funny because everybody else is so crazy and out of the ordinary. But yeah, I love all them. All that was funny. We sort of get the plot dropped on us that Princess sold illegal research to become a captain, and that's how she became a captain, even though she's so young. So yeah, sketchy. Definitely sketchy. And she also might know a lot more than them about how infernals work, and it would seem that that is the truth, given that they have drugs that can power them up and can control them and stuff. So yeah, lots of sketchiness going on. But Iris goes to Princess, and this is the scene where Princess sort of yells at her and says she's going to crush the eighth, and says, screw your god soul, he doesn't exist and all that. And she definitely kind of has a point. like as sketchy and messed up as she is, I don't trust the Church of Soul at all. Like, it seems like a whole load of BS. And what she mentions about the nuns not really serving an actual purpose with the Fire Force, except just to kind of be the window dressing for them, is kind of what we've seen so far. Iris doesn't, like, actually do anything. So, Princess very much has a point, and I'm not out here, like, really that angry at her, because I feel like there are bigger fish to fry. There are a lot sketchier people than her. So yeah, kind of somewhat on Team Princess here, on her eventually probably teaming up with the rest of the 8th, or making up with Iris or whatever, because she kind of has a point. But yeah, once they bust in to go save Iris and everything, everybody but Obi, it's funny because they're like, wait, what are we allowed to just bust in here like this? And Hina was like, well, the 5th is pretty sketchy, so they don't actually have any business reporting the 8th. Makes sense. Hinawa, though, after they take out some of the random ass members of the 5th, we get some good development for Hinawa and Maki. Hinawa saying he doesn't care about taking out other humans because he didn't join the Fire Force. He joined up with Obi because he believes in what Obi wants to do, and he wants to sort of show the people who don't believe in logic the way of the world. But Maki says that she doesn't really like beating up humans that much. She's not really into human-on-human combat because she quit the military to join the Fire Force because she wanted to save people. And while all this is going on, with all the other characters having their fights and stuff too, the 5th are so lame. They are so lame. They're so bad. But Hinawa and the others just destroy them very easily. Kishiri is super lame. The Conehead guy, mega lame. The 5th Angels 3, incredibly lame. They are all bad. They are all lame. Now, the Arthur thing, this is, again, going into... My one basic criticism is that the comedy of it was so far, so much departed from the first 3 episodes that it was a bit ridiculous. And this is the best example of this, is Arthur being like so stupid it's almost unbelievable, where he's like, why am I not able to defeat this guy? And then he realizes, I'm using my left hand, I'm right-handed, and then he defeats him. That's maybe like that reminded me of some like fairy tale level stuff. So I was like, ooh, that is on some fairy tale writing shit right now. But yeah, that is sort of my only real criticism, is that it felt like a big departure in terms of being like full on, like full comedy. It was a comedy action, not an action with a little bit of comedy. But either way, as a whole, I feel like plot-wise, there wasn't a ton of progress made, but the episode was fun and funny, and the big part of it is that we got to see the characters a lot more, and the characters really carry the show. I really do like them a lot. It still looked really, really good. But yeah, my one complaint is that the comedy just is maybe way too much compared to the first 3 episodes. But, again, like I said, take that with a grain of salt, just because this is just me saying that because I'm reviewing it, and then on a critical level, that's important to the plot. Having the sort of tone have shifted that much is important to the plot on a critical level. But on a personal level, if I was just watching it on my own, not reviewing it, I wouldn't really care that much. It was still fun and enjoyable, which is what matters to me in the end. But yeah, also I put at my note at the bottom, I was like, I like Iris, but she really doesn't have any personality or development. But yeah, I would give it 6, as everybody called Arthur this episode, idiots out of 10. So yeah, 6 out of 10. It was still really good and enjoyable and fun. It's just from a critical level, I think that the tone departed a lot from what it was originally set as. But yeah, I enjoyed it, I had fun, and I hope you did too. So, like if you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Fire Force, much more on the channel, and follow on Twitter if you want, and I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. If you want to talk to me or more of us on Discord, ask and I can give you links, free and open for anyone. And if you want to help keep the channel going and help support the channel, and if you want to as sort of part of that, be able to choose some future series for the channel, then the link to the Patreon will be in the description, and that would be super helpful to me personally. But either way, so long as you watched the video and had fun, in the end, like with the episode, as long as you watched it and had fun, that's all that matters in my opinion. So yeah, that's it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.